Hello. So today we'll start with leftover of the operators, and then we'll go for the leftover whatever we have left in the last class, other statements, looping statements, and all other things. Okay. So I'll share my screen. Let me share the screen. Okay. So based on the syllabus, let's check with the syllabus. So we have completed with variables, functions, operators, and we are left over with pre-post increment decrement operators, and then we have completed with if else and left over with for loop. Basically all the looping statements we are left with, and break and continue, and basics of array and string. So today we'll cover up all these things. Okay, and we'll close the class. Okay, so let's get back to the PPT. So if statement, if else if, ternary also we have checked, switch case we have checked. So unary operators, or increment or decrement operator. In unary operator we have plus minus also, but we are going to study pre and post operator. Okay, so that is double, plus plus, and minus minus. Okay, so basically this type of operators are used to increment or decrement the variable value by 1. Okay, increment the decrement value of variable value by 1. Okay, so now the things comes like pre and post. So pre and post is basically like, pre means before doing something we are trying to do prerequisite, means we are like doing something first and then printing the things. Post is doing first consoling or first assigning and then doing something. Okay, so it's like prepaid mobile and postpaid SIM card. So prepaid SIM card, how you will do, like prepaid SIM card, if you use prepaid SIM card, then what happens, you have to first recharge it, then you can use it, the services and all. But postpaid SIM card will be, once you use it continuously completely till month, and in the month end you will get the bills, like whatever month you have used the bill, that bill will be generated on last month. Okay, last date of the month. Okay, so that we are going to see. So first we'll check about plus plus and minus minus. So plus plus is basically incrementing, and as I said, like incrementing means nothing but it's like a incrementing the variable value by 1. So you can see in the example here, let day equal to 2. I have created one variable called day and I have assigned 2 to it. Now again I am creating one variable next day. Okay, and this time I am writing plus plus day. Plus plus day means pre-increment. If you are adding operators before variable, that is pre. If you are adding operator after variable, that is post. Okay, that is post increment. So this is pre-increment because we are adding the operator before variable. So here plus plus day. So plus plus day is nothing but day will get increased the value by 1. So basically day will become 3. So here day is 2. So now in this line the day will become 3, and once the day will become 3, then the value will assign to next day. Okay, so next day also will become 3, because then next we are writing the console day and next day, both the value will be 3 and 3. So next if you see the post increment, what happens, let days equal to 2. Okay, and let next equal to, this time we are not writing the operators on the front, we are writing on the last. So what happens, first days value will assign to next. So basically days value this time it was 2. So basically days 2 will be assigned to next, and then days will increment. In both the scenario days will increment, but it will affect to the second variable. Okay, so here the second variable will get incremented day value, but here second variable will get first day value, previous value of the days, and then days will only get increment. Okay, so what happens here, see here next will be still be 2, but days will become 3. Okay, so that's why the console.log days, day is 3 and next day is 2. Basically this is the printing mistake, but basically it's a days will be 3 and next it will be 2 still. So same way it will work for minus minus. Okay, so let's get back to the practical. Okay, so let me create. So let data equals 34. I'll write, and I'll just write prefix. We'll try to do. Okay, so pre-increment. So basically, pre-increment is plus plus data. Okay, that much only, and just we'll try to console dot log, and we'll print data. So now already we know data is 34 here. So here data is getting increment. So it will become 35. So that's why data is here 35. See, okay. But if we add on the last, it will be the same. On the both scenario, data will get increment. Okay, you will get the same output. In any scenario, data will get increment. That means data equal to data plus 1. Okay, data plus 1. This means. Okay, so next, so when this pre and post increment will create a difference, when the difference will arise, when we'll create a new variable and assign the value of data to the new variable. So let's suppose I'm just writing result. Now first time I'll just write plus plus data. So what happens here? Plus plus data. So in both the scenario, data. So data will get increased by 1. So that is data will become 35, and then the 35 value will assign to result. So if you print data comma result, okay, it will print both having the value 35 and 35. So same way, now next if we try to add this plus plus to the last, now what happens? Data, first data value will be assigned to result. Okay, so data value at this stage is 34. So 34 will be assigned to result. So result will become 34 here. Okay, after that data will increment by 1. So data will become 35. So basically data will become 35 and result will become still 34. So that is post increment. Okay, that is post increment. So next, same way it will work for decrement as well. So if we do hyphen hyphen after the things, what happens? Data is 34. So first what happens? 34 is assigned to result. So result will be still 34 and data will get in decrement. So data will be 33. So here it will be 33 and 34. Okay, 33 and 34. So same way, if we try to do here minus minus before variables, what happens? First data will decrease. So data will decrease 33 and then the value will be passed to result. So both result and data will be 33. Okay, both the data will be 33. So these are the operators used, and this type of operators are used in for loops. Upcoming like topics are there we can use this. Okay, so next we'll move on to other slides. So next we have for loop statement. Okay, so why for loop is required? Basically, if let's suppose you want to print number from 1 to 100, so storing one value, you need one variable, right? So you see here, storing one value. See, 34 you are storing, so you are writing, creating one variable. Again, if you want to store 35, you will create another variable, right? So to print this, now you will print this both the value, so it will become 34 and 35. So same way, if you have like multiple, what is that? Like multiple number, like 1000 number, 10,000 number you want to print, okay, or you want to store. So that time what you will do, you will create access. So that time what you will do, basically you will try to create a 1000 variables. So that will go for arrays in next topics, how to store. But basically we have to use the for loop to print, to iterate or to print 1 to 10. Someone told you like, okay, print value 1 to 10. So what you will do, you will just create a variable. So you will assign 1 to 10 and then you will print all the variables, then you will print here 1 to 10. Instead of that, you can just use for loop. Okay, for loop which will have the format. So syntax will be this is the syntax, basically the for loop syntax. So it's a for keyword, open bracket, and first statement semicolon, second statement semicolon, and third statement. Okay, three statement will be there here, and then open curly bracket, close curly bracket, and in between whatever statement will be there, it will get executed. So what is the format basically? So you can see here first statement. So first statement always will be the initialization. So we are just initializing let I equal to 0. So you can see here 1. So basically 1 we are seeing here initializing I equal to 0. So let I equal to 0. So I is one variable. Now next what we are checking? Second. So second will go to second statement. So it will check I less than n. So n might be 5. Okay, n might be 5. So what happens? I less than 5. So it will check condition if I less than 5. If it is true, if the value is true, means I is 0, 0 less than 5, true. So if it is true, it will go inside the for loop. It will go inside the for loop and it will print I. So I is nothing but 0, so it will print 0. Next, after executing complete statement inside the for loop, what happens? Again it will go back to third statement of the for loop. So third parameters. So third parameters are I plus plus. So I plus plus already we know it will get increment, right? It will get increment. So what happens? It will get increment means it will become 0 to 1. So 1 it will become. Next what happens? See here, after executing increment the value of I by 1. So it increment by 1, then I will become 1. Now again after that, again it will go back to 5. Means in fifth again it will go back to check the condition. Till the condition won't get fail, till that time it will be keep on executing, keep on going inside the for loop, executing the statement and keep on incrementing. Okay, once this condition will become fail, then it will come out of the for loop and it will just print the next line, that is out of the for loop, like that. So see, so what happens? 0 time 0 it will print, so 0 printed. Again 1 it will increment, 1 is less than 5, so 1 it printed. Again 2 it will become, 2 is less than 5, again it will print, so 2 printed. Again 3, 4, 4 is less than 5, true, so 4 is printed. But next what happens? It will increment the 5. So 5 is less than 5, it's a false. So what happens? It will not print the 5, directly it will come out of the loop and it will tell out of the for loop. So it's printed 0 to 4. Okay, so like that it is printed, and this is the for loop syntax and the problem. Okay, so basically what you do, if you want to print, like if you have variable like let data, right? If you have variable 1, right, and you want to print 1 to 10, so what you will do? You'll just increment the data equal to data plus 1, right, and you have to print till when? Till you have to print till 10. So you'll just write if data less than 10, right, and what you will print? You will just print console.log, right, data, right. So this type of things you will do. Again what you will do? Again you will increment the data, right, data equal to data plus 1. So this is manual way you will do, right. Again you will check this condition, right, again you will check this condition, again you will print. So this time what happens? Data will print 2 times, right, because 2 times we have written. Oh sorry, it's a less than, not greater than. See, it's printed 2 to 3. So like that you have to print 4, 5, 6, 7. So instead of all these things collecting and just creating, making the for loop. So how I'll make the for loop? I'll just initialize. So initialization let data equal to 1. So I'll copy this in front of you only. I'll copy this and I'll paste as a first parameter. Okay, with semicolon. Okay. Next is we have to check. So increment the data. So increment the data means I'll just place it as it is and I'll just increment the data. Okay, so to increment the data, this can be written as plus plus data, right? This is similar to plus plus, which already we have discussed. So here I'll print plus plus data. Fine. And here every time what I have to check, if data is less than 10. So just print it here, data is less than 10. That's it. Everything in the one loop, and then we'll just do console.log data. Now instead of writing 10 times this all statement, only 2 lines you will write, and it will do the same thing as it is. So if you want to print 1 to 10, so it will be 1 starting to equal to 10, right? So 1 to till 10 it will print. So printed 1 to 10. How easily it is. Same thing we have done manually here on the top, and same thing using for loop we have done on the last. So this is basically the for loop. So what happens first? First it will initialize. Next it will check. Okay, 1 is less than, because initialization data. So this variable data variable 1. So 1 less than equal to 10. So true. So once true means it will just go here and print data. So printed 1. Right? After printing, again it will go and increment the value. So plus plus data. So it will become 2. And after incrementing the value, again it will check here. Okay, 2. So 2 less than equal to 10. Yes, true. So again it will print 2. So it's printed 2. Till 10 it will go. So see, if data is 9, let's suppose data is 9 here. Till 9 it went. Now data got incremented to 10. Now 10 is less than equal to. So less is not, but equal to 10 is there. So that's why it will go inside and it will print 10. If you do here less than, then it won't print till 10. It will just print till 9. Okay. So this I have converted into for loop. Okay. So this for loop will be used in many places later. Okay. So this is the for loop. Okay. So you can just go through this statement, whatever I have mentioned here. Okay. And this is the syntax you can write. This first is initialization, second is conditional check, and third is increment. Right. So like this it will check and it will execute. And till the condition will be true, satisfied, till that it will be keep on printing. Once the condition got false, it will come out of the for loop. Okay, so that is for loop statement. Next we have while loop statement. So while loop statement is nothing but it will do the similar kind of thing, right? While loop. Okay, so what happens here, instead of for loop you can just use while loop. So how to use while loop? So what happens, we can write while, and inside while loop basically we have to write the conditions. So first let's convert this for loop into while loop. So let data equals 1, okay, and data less than 10. So console.log data, and then after that what we'll do, we'll just increment the data value. So plus plus data. Okay, so now it will just bring the same thing. See, till 1 to 9. If data is less than 10, so data is already 1. So 1 is less than 10, true, print and then increment. Again go back to this. Till it will not fail this condition, till that it will keep on printing. Okay, it will keep on printing. Once this condition got failed, it will stop the printing. But in worst scenario, let's suppose here data is 10. Okay, and here let's suppose data is 10. So in worst scenario what happens? Here first only data is 10. So if first data is 10, then this condition will get failed, because here data is already 10. So 10 is less than 10? No. So in this scenario what happens? Nothing will get printed. So this statement will not get executed at once also. Okay, at once also. But if you want to execute the statement, if you want to do something before checking, then you have to go for do while loop. So it's like do something and then check the condition. Here check the condition. Here what happens? Check the condition and then do something. But here do something. So I'll just write console.log data. Okay, first do. So I'll just print here same data equal to 1. Okay, so what happened here? Do something and then print the data. So data less than 10. Now see, here also it will print the same thing, right? Here also it will print the same thing. Okay, but what happens here? Here the problem will be like it will just print, then it will try to check. Okay, it will print and then it will try to check the condition. Okay, fine. So this is the do while. First do something and then try to check the condition. Here check the condition and then try to print the data or do something before checking. Okay, so in what scenario what happens here? Here it will just increase. Okay, it will just increase. Fine. So this is do while loop. So 3 loops are there. Okay, so later also we'll use it. Once you use it, then you can understand more clearly. Okay, you can understand more clearly. So same way here also I have mentioned some of the things. So here flowcharts are also available, I think. Flowcharts. Okay, flowcharts. See, start condition. First check the condition. If it is true, then execute the statement. If it is false, then end it. Okay, so you can see the example. Count equal to 1, count less than 10. Okay, and then we are just checking console count. So 1, and then we are incrementing the count this time by 2, not by 1, right? So we can increment anyway, either whatever we wish we can do here. So we are just incrementing count by 2. So count will become count plus 2, count equal to count plus 2. So what happens? 1 after 2 increment, so it will become 3, after 2 increment 5, after 2 increment 7, 9. Then when 9 will come, it will print, then after that it will become 10, sorry, 11. So 11 is less than 10, so 11 is 11, it will break. So till this much only the output will. Okay, same thing here. See, do while. Okay, do while also same. First it will print, then it will increment the count. Okay, first it will print and then increment the count and check. Means in worst scenario also one time print will happen. Okay, so what happens here? First do some work and then check. But here what is there? Check some, first check, then do some work. That is the difference between do while and while. Okay, so this is do while loop statement. Once you use it later, then you will understand more clearly. This is basically the syntax: do, open bracket, curly bracket, and then checking the while. Means first doing whatever you want to operate, whatever you want to execute, that execute, and then check the condition. If the condition will get satisfied, again go to next. If the condition will get fail, break it there. Okay, so this is do while loop statement. Okay, next is break statement and continue statement. So what is break and continue? So before that, going to break and continue, I'll just write the same for loop. Okay, let data equal to 1, data less than 10, and data plus plus. Okay, data plus plus. Now what happens here? I'll just print console dot log data. Okay, so it's printing 1 to 9 because less than 10 I have written, so it's printing 1 to 9. Now in some scenario what happens, you have to, let's suppose my requirement is skip when data, I don't want to print after 5. Okay, I want to print just 5 till 5. So I can do two way, either I can decrease this to 6, right, or else I can make it till 10, and something I can do here so that it will break immediately. It will come out of the for loop immediately after the 5. So what I can, how I can do that? I can just write if data equals 5. So once data will be 5, that time what you do? You just break. What happened? Or else print. Or else print the data. So here what happens? Here it will check. Okay, data is 1. So data 1 equal to 5. No. So it will come to the else, it will print. So data will printed 1. Again it will increment by 2. It will become 2. It will check 2 is less than 10. True. Again 2 equal to 5. No. Then print. 3. No. Print. 4. No. Print. 5. So it will become 5 equal to 5. So it will check. Okay. Then break. Don't go to else. Just break. So break means directly it will come out of the loop here. Okay, come out of the for loop. So it will break itself here. Even though the data should go till 10, but in between only I'm trying to write some condition and I'm breaking it. So see, now what happens? It will get break. See, So it will print it till 1 to 4. So break is required to break in between the looping statement or the switch statement, because already you have seen previously in the switch statement also we are trying to break. If you want to break the switch statement, no, if you want to write the switch break inside switch statement, then what happens? I'll tell you. See here we have used switch statement. If you want to write this break, no, if anything matches, other cases also will get printed. It will go other cases as well, but only one case we want at a time, right? Because based on the day the case should execute. If you want to write break, then case 1 though it will print, but after case 2 also will get print, case 3 also will get print, so everything will get print. If let's suppose case 1 didn't match and case 2 match, then case 1 will not get print, but after case 2 all other down will also get print. Okay, if you want to use break statement. So basically break statement is used for breaking out of the loops plus breaking out of the while loop, do while loop and switch statement. Other than this, break will not be utilized anywhere. Okay, some interviewer might confuse you, like see what interviewer will do. I'll show you here. Why might confuse you? They'll just write let data equal to 20, and they'll just write here if data equal to 20, and they'll just write here break. Okay, data equal to 20, and let's suppose data equal to 30. They'll write like this, and they'll just write break, and they'll just write console.log data. Now many people will tell, okay, it will break or something like that, but no, this is an error, because break, single break statement cannot be used inside for if loop, if statement, single if statement. Inside for loop, inside if statement we can write, because break means it's breaking out of the loop, but here loop only not exist, where you will break it from. So always break statement will be used inside the loop. Like this, it's a error. Okay, it's an error. Same thing, you can insert this if statement inside the loop, so that it will, based on the condition, it will come out of the loop immediately. That we can do, but we can't write single isolated like break statement inside any other statement other than looping and switch statement. Okay, so this is one scenario. Next is, again I'll write here for loop let data equal to 1, data less than 10, data plus plus. Okay, this time what I'm trying to do, okay, print 1 to 10, but I don't want, let's suppose 3 and 5. I don't want 3 and 5 to be printed. I want only till 1 to 9, means 1 to 9 print, but in that 3 and 5 should not be there. So what I can do for that doing, I'll just do if data, okay, equal to 3 or data equal to 5, then what I'll do for that, I'll just write continue. If I'll write break, then it will break here itself, then it will just print 1 and 2, because break will immediately break and it will just print 1 and 2. But if I'll print continue, if I'll use continue, what happens, 3 and 5 just skip these two, but remaining execute further, means go further, just skip 3 and 5, means that means skip the current iteration, like one time one iteration will happen, like see, one time means going from initialization to till one this condition, that is one iteration, again condition, again going inside, again to again coming out, coming back to this check, that is second iteration. So like that iteration will happen till this won't get fail. So what happens, this will just skip that. So now what happens here, if you see, I'll just write console.log, I'll just print data. Fine. So what will happen, data equal to 1. So data 1 less than 10, true. So it will come inside the for loop, and then in for loop it will check, okay, data equal to 3, no, because 1 is not equal to 3, right? And 1 is not equal to 5, so this will not get satisfied. So it will directly go to the else part. So else part, it will just print the data. So it will print 1. Again, 1 will go increment to 2. So again 2 will come. 2 is less than 10. Yes, true. Again it will go inside. 2 equal to 3. No. 2 equal to 5. No. So print. Again it will become 3. So 3, this time 3 less than 10. True. But 3 equal to 3. True. So what happens? It will continue. So it won't get inside else. So it will continue means it will directly go to again increment. So it will increment to 4. So what happens? 4. So 4 less than 10. Yes. So 4 is not equal to 3. 4 is not equal to 4. So it will just print. Again, it will increment to 5. So 5 less than 10. True. So 5 is not equal to 3, but 5 is equal to 5, right? Data is equal to 5 means 5 is equal to 5. So true. So true means continue. So continue in versus means again go to directly to iteration. Okay. So it will go to iteration data. So again it will print increment the value to 6. So again 6, 7, 8, 9 till 9. So it will print till 1 to 10 before, but 3 and 5 will be skipped. See, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So continue is for that. It will just skip that iteration. It will just tell, okay, I don't want to do anything for this condition and just move on to next increment. So next increment is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So like that. Whatever condition you will write, it will just skip. So continue is used for skipping the respective iteration, and break is used for breaking there itself. In place of this file, write break here, no? Then what happens? 3 will get match first, so it will just print 1 and 2. See? Because when it will become 3, that time it will tell break. Don't go to next result, just break it. So break means just come out of here. That's it. Here come out. Done. So till that time only it will print 1 and 2. So it's printing 1 and 2. Okay. But continue what it does. It will just skip that and go for next. Skip that and go for next if any of the condition is satisfied. I am using OR operation because I have to match either 3 either 5. That's why I am using OR operator, logical OR operator. Already we have studied all these things, right? So now this is the way conditional continuous statement and break statement will work inside the loop, and this is the way how to use loop. And this loop is very important. Later you will understand why it is very important. Once I'll go to array or string or any other data structure in the JavaScript, that time you will have to use all these things to iterate over the multiple elements. Okay, so next we'll move on to, we have studied do while, we have studied break. So in break you can see here, here what I have written, I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, console I, so it's printing I 0, right? Then again it will come back to I plus plus, and I'm just checking if I equal to 2, just break. So here printing and then checking. So 0 it will get print, 1 it will get print, 2 it will come, 2 it will get print, then after that 2 equal to true, but true, that will true, then break, then that time only it will get break. It want to go to next. So that's why it's a break statement. Next continue what happens here. I'm just writing 0 to 10, start from 0 to 10, okay, n to 10, then print I. So print I is 0, it will print, right? 0, basically it has to get print here 0, I have missed it something. So it will print that 0, and what happens, it will just check, means I mod 2. I mod 2 means we are dividing with 2, okay, we are dividing with 2, but and if the if the remainder of the 2 will be 0, that means it will continue, it will skip that. Okay, if the remainder of 2 will be 0 means 2 by 2 remainder will be 0, 4 by 2 remainder will be 0, 6 by 2 remainder will be 0, 7 by 2, 8 by 2 remainder will be 0. So 2, 4, 6, 8, this all will be 0. So that's why it will not print. Okay, it will not print, right? So that's what happens here. This will just become 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So it will become odd number. So someone will ask you, okay, print all the odd numbers from 0 to 10. You can use this logic. Mod 0, just continue like that. You can execute the logic. Okay, so these are the looping statement. Okay, and these are the break and continue statement to be studied, and this will be used in your project or in future. Okay, so next we'll move on to, okay, so what is the use of the loops? So redundancy of code is less, means you saw first time if we are printing data 1 to 10 times, then we are writing every time data equal to something, again incrementing, again checking. So all those things we are writing, right? And used to reduce code, basically to reduce the code, because you are that time you wrote so many lines of code previous, right? But suddenly it changed into only 2 lines of code. So that is data redundancy. Okay, and anything which is occurring repetitively, that we can minimize using for loop. Let's see, this is occurring repeatedly same time, right? So we can minimize using form, right? And used to print array element easily. So what is array? I'll tell you later. Okay. Next to this we have array and string basics. Okay. So this is basically advantage of using loops. So we are printing 1 to 4. So just writing console.1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of that, just writing 2 lines of code and just printing 1 to 4. So we print console.I, we print 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of writing 4 to 5 lines, just write 2 lines and it will get printed, automatically iterating. Okay, so this is advantage of using loops. Okay, next we'll go for array and string, and then we'll close the class. Okay, we'll close the class. So array, what is array? So arrays, basically if you want to store one value, you need one variable. But if you want to store multiple value, you have to create multiple variables, right? Instead of that, you can store this multiple value in one variable, okay, and you can name it that variable, and you can access using some way, okay, easily. And the naming convention, because if you have 100 variable, you have to remember the 100 variable name, right? But if you have only one variable name, then you have to just remember only one variable name, and with some attaching some prefix or postfix, you can access that value. So that will be the easy, instead of remembering the 100 variable names. So that's how the array is introduced. Okay, so array is ordered list of value. Each value is called elements specified by index. So this is basically the array structure. So syntax will be let variable name equals square bracket, opening and closing square bracket, and inside this with comma separated, the element will be written like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. It will be written. So it can be accessed using array name of index. So index is nothing but it's a pointing, it's an address. Like, okay, in this place it's a position, name of the place of the element. So starting from 0. Okay, so always first array index will be always from 0. So basically array name of 0 will be element 1. Okay, so here I have mentioned one example. So I've created one array name as mountains, and then I have stored 1, 2, 3 string, true is a boolean, null. Okay, so all these different types of data also it can store inside one array. Now see, 1 is basically indicated by index 0. See, 1 is indicated by index 0, 2 is indicated by index 1, 3 is indicated by index 2, right? 4 is 3, true is indicated by index 3, and null is indicated by index 4. So if I want to print null, then what I have to do? Mountain of 4, right? If I want to print true, then mountain of 3. If I want to print 2, then mountain of 1. If I want to print 1, then mountain of 0. So like that, if you write mountain of 0, then it will print 1. Mountain of 3, so 3 means 0, 1, 2, 3, so it will print true. Okay, so this is the way to access the array element. Okay, and then if you want to modify something, like let's suppose I want to make this 3 to 4 or 3 to 2, so what I can do, I can just write, or 2 to other value, so I can just write same way, array name with index and assign new value to it. So new value will be assigned to it in the same array. Okay, so this is basically array element and array index accessing. So let's execute it. So let's create one array and write here 23, 45, 67, 78. Okay, 67, 78, and let's try to print this first. So I'll just print console.log arr. So if I'll print arr, you can see all the element will get printed. Entire array only get printed, right? Entire array it's got printed. Entire this value it got printed. But if I'll do arr of 0, square bracket of 0. So square bracket of 0 means this is at 0, 1, 2, 3. So we print 0 means 23. See, if I want to check, okay, how many elements are there in array? So to check how many elements are there in array, we have one property methods of defined by JavaScript, that is arr dot length. So if I print arr dot length, it will just print length of element, means count of element. Count of element inside array. So what it print? How many count? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because count always start from 1, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So total, how many elements are there? 4 elements are there. Okay. If I want to change some value to the array element, like let's suppose I want to replace 67 with some other value. So 67 is belongs to which? 0, 1, 2. So I'll just write ARR of 2 equals, I'll just write 70, or I'll write 90. So what happens? 90. Once I did here 90, here ARR of 0 is 23, right? ARR of 0, 1, 2. So here 0, 1, 2. So 2 is here 0, 1, 2 is 67. So here it will be basically 67. Now after this line, after third line, I am changing ARR of 2 to 90. So at this stage, it will become, at second position, it will become 90. So now here if I print here array, it will print 90. Okay, 2, 23, 45, 90 and 70 it will print. So 67 it was printing ARR of 2, but later it printed, see, previously it was 67, after assigning on second position it printed 90. Okay, so on this array we have lots of things, manipulation, like how to insert new element, how to delete element, how to replace element, how to insert from first, how to insert from last. So many methods are available. We will see in the upcoming classes. Okay, so this is basically used an ordered list by order because all the elements have respective indexes. Okay, it is having the ordered, and unordered also we have, but that we'll see in the next classes or topics. Okay, so why ordered and unordered? Because all the elements are having one placed in ordered wise, like 0, 1, 2, 3. So always 3 means it will be 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 is positioned as 78. So like that we can access the array element. Okay, and now if you want to access entire element, now see, if you want to print all the value, what you have to write? You have to write here, you can print one value at a time. So array of 0 you can print. So array of 0 is nothing but it's a 23. So same way you can print array of 1, array of 2 or array of 3, right? So at this stage what you can print 23, 45, 67 and 78. So instead of writing this way, okay, what we can do, we can just go for loop. Okay, so for loop, let I index, so I'll just write index equal to start from 0. Okay, and I'll just write index less than ARR dot length, means still go from 0 to till less than length, because here see, here this is 0, right, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So basically, and total array count is how much? Total count is 4. So 4 means total is 4 and it start from 0. That's why start from 0 to till 3. So what happens here? So starting index is 0 and ending index is, basically ending index is array length minus 1, right? Array length minus 1 means if array length minus 1 is there, that time we can execute the last element, right? Last element is array length minus 1. Correct? Array length minus 1 is the last element. See? So that's why we have to write array length. So starting from 0 less than array length. Array length is 4. So basically less than 4. Less than 4 is nothing but 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So till 3 it will print access all the array element, and then we can just write index plus plus, and just we are trying to execute. So I'll just write how to access the array element. So ARR of index. Now see, this is the way to access the array element. See, so what happens? ARR of index. So first index is 0. So ARR of 0 is nothing but 23. So it will print here 23 first time. Next it will go and increment the index value 1. So index value will become 1. Then 1 is less than 4 because array dot length is 4, right? Length, total length is 4. So true. So true means 1. So ARR of 1 is 45. So next time it will print 45. Next time it will print 67. Next time it will 67 it will print. Then that time it will become 3, right? 2 it will become. Sorry, so 2. So 2 it will become increment 3. So 3 is less than 4. True. So array of 3 is 0, 1, 2, 3. So it will print 70. So that's how using for loop we can access the entire array element. Okay, so why this 2 times is printing? Either this way or this way. Then just access the array. Okay, so all these things accessing and all, again we'll come back here and again we'll study more detail on the array. Okay, so how to operate, how to manipulate, so many methods are available in the array. But first we have to understand the array, how to access. These are the basics concept of arrays. Okay, and you have seen here one difference is what we have seen. See here ARR is there, right? Array, this is the original array, right? It's a main array. If I'll try to change array of 0 as 34 and if I print here any manipulation, this is means I'm changing. So any manipulation if we do, it will affect on the original array, right? It will affect on the original array. So now if I try to do array, now what happens? It will just change the value. So it is changing the value. But now next we'll go that will not change the original things. It will always create the new. So this is like storing multiple data in one place. So next we have string. Okay, so string is basically to store the alpha characters, right? Alpha characters or some sentence. Okay, anything. So anything inside the quotes or double quotes, that is treated as string. So we create string as str equal to either single quotes writing anything or double quotes writing anything inside. So this is basically string, right? String. So to print this string again we'll write the same console.log str. Okay, so we can print str, right? We can get the same as what array is, okay, as a string. So if you want to access the, let's suppose here I'm writing Sandeep. If I want to access P, so P is basically in which index? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So string of 6 if I'll do, then it will print P. See, it's printed P starting from index 0. Right, so it can be accessed like this way also, same string. Now what happens if I just write str of 2. So str of 2, I'll just write u. Okay, and now I'll just print console.log. I'll just print as str. Now see what happens. Still it is Sunday. Means any manipulation you wanted to do on the string, it will not change the original variable value. It will always be the same variable value. Okay, it will always be the same variable value. Okay, and if you try to do any manipulation, that will create a new string. Okay, so you have to store in new variable. Okay, to store in new variable. So any manipulation you will do, it will always create a new string and have to store in new variable. So basically string is used for like displaying the message in the project or displaying the name, attaching any things to the view. That time we will go for string. So string can be created using single quotes, double quotes, and one more thing is there where string has to be created. I think already we have discussed regarding the string creation, like single quotes, double quotes, and backticks character, where we have string static data with dynamic data, right? So we have created like this str equals, and before that we have let name equals John. So I can write backticks, okay, hi, and if I want to get the value from the name, then I'll just write curly bracket and name. So what happens? This will treat it as a variable, so it will take the variable value. So name has what value? So John. So str will be hi space John. So if we try to print here console.log str, it will take the variable value name and will print hi John. Okay, so if you have only static, use it single quotes, double quotes. If you have something to bind with dynamic value or variables, use this backticks, and to denote that variables, use this dollar with curly bracket. Inside curly bracket, write the name of the variables. Okay, write the name of the variables. If you want multiple variables, like let's suppose hi John, your occupation is engineering. So let's suppose I'm just writing here your hobbies are sorry, your hobbies. I'm just writing playing cricket, right? So this we can bind like this: hi John, comma, your hobbies is, and then again dollar curly bracket hobbies, the variable value, so variable name. So this variable name will attach here. So now it will print as hi John, your hobbies is playing cricket. So like that you can bind multiple variable in one string. Okay, so basically string I use for doing such operations. Okay, so these are the multiple way to create a string. Okay, so this is the string. See, string as primitive and immutable. Immutable is basically we cannot change the string value. Always it will create a new string. It will not change the original string, right? Original variable it will not change. It means that if you modify a string, you will always get a new string. The original string does not change. So you can create a string using single quotes and double quotes. So see, we have created a string John. We are printing John and hi message. So you can create like this way also. Hi I am, and then $str. So hi I am John. It will print, right? So this way, and we can access the string as array type, like see str2. Str2 is nothing but 0 1 2. So it's a h. So it's printing h. Okay, so these are all the basics of array and string. So we'll go for further classes and we'll try to proceed further. So we'll go for again syllabus. So we have completed with HTML CSS dynamic web page, and we have completed with basic programming, where includes variables, data types. So in this place, at this stage, you have understood about basics of programming, how the programming looks, what are the small features. Now next we'll move on to more detail, okay, on JavaScript, all the concepts and all the methods. So many things we have to do, and by using this we'll try to use all these tools or all this knowledge in our project. Okay, so next class we'll move on to proper JavaScript. Till now you are just studying the basics, you are understanding what actually coding is. It's a generic type of things, like all the coding language, how the coding language will be, what are the syntax of writing code in the JavaScript. So all those syntactically you are using, and very basics programming knowledge you are getting till now. But now we'll start with actual JavaScript concepts. Okay, thank you.